So this is the second question that I'm going to try and explain to you now. This is a question about house painting, and it says that to paint the house, the company charges a flat rate of £500 for supplies, dollars it says, sorry, £500 for $500 for supplies, and then an extra $50 for each hour of labor. And then they are asking how much would the painting company charge to paint the house that needs 20 hours of labor. Now, let's just think about this. So, it says here they charge $500 for the supplies. And then another $50 for each hour. So how much is this going to be for 20 hours? So we need to add that to the 500. So we have plus, and then to find out how much they charge for the 20 hours, that would be 20 times your $50. So 20 times your $50 would give you then the total. So try to calculate this. So this would be 500 plus 2 times 5 gives you 10, adding the 2 zeros. So $1,000 plus 500 would be $1,500 of total cost for 20 hours of labor. And I'm going to stop here, or actually I want you to pause the video here and now calculate how much it costs for 50 hours. It's exactly the same thing. All you need to do is change one variable here, or one parameter in your calculation. So pause the video here, and then I'm going to go straight to question B. So I'm assuming that you have paused the video and that you're back for question B. Sorry, it should say B here. Never mind. It says A again, but it doesn't matter. You know that we're talking about question B. Okay. So draw a line representing the relationship between the number of hours it takes the painting company to finish the house and the total cost of painting the house. Label the 2 points from the earlier question on your graph. So this is exactly what we did in question 1. So we are going to put these on our graph. So we know that we are starting at £500 for supplies. This is the first point I'm going to mark right there. £500. 0 hours of work, but the supplies are still £500. And then they're charging 50 per hour. So if it's 50 per hour, and I only have here labeled 10 hours, that would be times 10. So they would charge $500 for 10 hours. And I'm going to mark that point here. So for 10 hours, I need to add another 500 to that initial value. So I'm going to be ending up right there. So 10 hours, another 500. For another 10 hours, it's going to be another 500. And for another 10 hours, it's going to be another 500. And for another 10 hours, it's going to be another 500. So that's the straight line that you should be drawing here. And it looks like this. Sorry, this always kind of changes my line. So there we go. I'm gonna do it like this. And that's what it should look like approximately, yeah? And you should be marking these 2 points. So you should be marking the 1,500 and the one that you got for the 50 hours as well, with a little dot or a little X like I do here. And that's question B done. Question C asks you to find the slope of this line. And what does it mean in context? So I'm actually going to make this all a little bit smaller so that we can then talk about question C. So I'm going to resize that so that we have a little bit of space for question C down here. Again, it says question A. It doesn't matter, you know that it is question C we're talking about. I can actually change that to C. So, the slope. Let's look at the slope. You know that we found out that the slope of a line is, so the slope is the same as the gradient, which is rise over run. So let's have a look. If we, and I'm going to use, you can draw any triangle really, but I'm going to use this one. If I am going to take a different color, if I rise from this point to this point, let's say if I rise, this is 500, I'm running 10. So 500 rise, run 10. Yeah? From your 10 to your 20, it's 10. And from 1,000 here to 1,500 here, that's 500. Okay? So my rise over run is equal to 500 over 10, which is equal to 50. That's our slope, our gradient. Now the question is, what is this number, or what does this number mean in context? Well, I would like you to pause that video for a second and discuss this with your partners or with the people your colleagues you're working with, and then come back for the answer. Right, so I'm assuming you have paused the video and found out that this number, the 50 here, is exactly the amount of dollar it charges for each hour. So that's the payment due per hour of labor. And that's what it is in context. So I hope this helps. And I might see you for another explanation for questions.